everyone, replay. This is Tuesday, 4 something, I'm guessing around 4:30ish, 4:40ish on a Tuesday afternoon, June, I believe, 20th. We are at City Hall Park. We filmed this area previously, but we went to Brooklyn Bridge previously. This video, we're going to FiDi, financial districts, which are pretty much at the start of it. Right at City Hall Park. City Hall Park. City Hall is right over there, straight ahead. This is the fountain. That's more the park. And we are gonna go to Park Row, where I used to work a long time ago. Thank you for joining. Please introduce yourself and let's not get run over. Starbucks around the corner. It's been there for years. These buildings here are brand new. They've been here only a few years. I used to work at what used to be called J&R Computer World, and it took up almost the entire block over here. When I first started over there, this was but then it became part of the computer store. There was only a hardware store when I left. Oops, here we go. Hardware store was somewhere around here, but I didn't work at the hardware store. I worked at the computer store, which was J&R. There's still one area of signage left. I will show you that momentarily as we approach. Supposedly, one of the owners still has a office at 23 Park Row, which is, I don't know, that sign kind of reminds me of the type of sign that they would have back when it was a store. Whoa, it's 2 dogs. That's what that was about.
Hey, here. You're fine.
I got a bit excited. 15 Park Row. And these 2 signs are the remainder. Says it more like it. That was, it says 13, but it used to also be called 15 Park Row back in the day. And then there was this area, 1 Park Row, which I also worked at, which used to be a building here, but it's gone. They're building a new building. This is really spooky. Whoa. Let's see. Wow. Construction site. Oh, they have the cement walls up. We'll see how high it went up. This is crazy. Passageway. Let's cross the street. This Zara used to be Aban Pond, I remember. Oh, Ann Street's totally closed. This is what it looks like now. Kind of reminds me of what it used to look like, but they're gonna build much higher. It was 6 stories, and there was like a bit of an arch over there. That's funny. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's already on the 7th they're building. Interesting. A block, this is Ann Street. A block away, about a month ago, was where the collapse was of the, we'll walk there, of the garage. About 2 months ago. I remember there used to be a side entrance to the store I worked at, J&R, and it led right over, you know, right over here was a side entrance that employees could use. I don't think it was open to the public. I can't recall. 15 Anna's, a Mediterranean cuisine. It always was some sort of Mediterranean cuisine, just different. It wasn't called Omar's. Italian restaurant. I think there was some sort of. I don't think it was Italian at the time, but it could have been. This is new. Moxie Hotel. That wasn't there when I was there. This is where they used to get, this is called Theater Alley. This is where we used to get, there was a loading dock where stuff would come in. They had to have tiny trucks. Back in the day, I think there was theaters over here. That's why it's called Theater Alley. This, believe it or not, used to be a porno store. And there used to be a little place for chips and cigarettes right next to it. They owned both businesses. And now it's a restaurant. Go figure. Yeah, they sold, you know, dirty movies, you know, X-rated content. That's funny. It's now a restaurant. See? You cannot even enter. That's funny. We're gonna look where it says sidewalk closed. Right where the crane is, all the way in the background. It's hard to see, but that is where the garage collapsed. They pretty much removed all of it. It looks like it went pretty quick. There's another Starbucks that's been there for years, and that Wendy's been there for years. There used to be a building next to that Wendy's, and it's gone. That's a bit weird. The CVS been here for years. It's still there.
It's more and more.
There used to be Blarney Stone. It was a Irish pub which is long gone on this block, and I would go there for lunch. They had these incredible lunch specials. It was like you were eating like some sort of food that was from a kitchen, like your own house. These enormous size portions, and it was like $7 or $8 back then, which was incredible. Now, if you were to get the same meal, it probably would have been over 20 bucks. It was that filling and good. It's amazing how this neighborhood changed. That was back in the early 2000s, or early to mid 2000s. I think they closed after I left. 7th Street Burger, I think that used to be a Jamaican beef patty place. Now it's a burger place. Our floor was next door.
Good. You know what? I'm gonna buy printer.
You even have the dollar pizza place here. Two Brothers, $1.50. Used to be $1 over here. location. They do very well though. It's really good sandwich place here. We're on Maiden Lane. And I think it's still here. I'm just curious to see if it's still there. So I know in the future if I can come back and it's still there. Yeah, it's still. Let me see. No, it's gone. It looks like it's gone. They ripped everything out. Wow. That's a shame. 25 John. Covered entities pro for implementing enforcing requirements for the order such written. What the heck? I don't know. They definitely look closed. Oh well, it was really good. But they're gone. Sonder, that's it's kind of like an Airbnb. And you have Pace University. They have campus down here. That's probably where they have housing. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what that is. Mission Science Reading Room. This is entrance to the subway, as well as food. We are approaching Broadway. Actually, that wasn't Maiden Lane. That was John Street. My mistake. Just shows you how often I'm here. McDonald's coming up. They used to actually have a piano playing, but that ended before the pandemic, I think. I want to show you. Oh, it is over here at Maiden Lane. They have sidewalk. That's a bit unique. You don't see that often. Oops, here we go. And then look over here. Well, I can't see it. Okay. Wow. Behind these buildings is One World Trade. Back when there was Twin Towers, you could have saw the towers over there, but everything's changed. So this McDonald's used to have the piano right above the entrance, but that's long gone. Oh wait, maybe they still have. No, yeah, they do have. I don't know if you can see it, but it's above the sign. But no one's playing, obviously. That would cost too much nowadays. They also used to have a gift shop on the second floor. I don't think there's a gift shop anymore. You know, where they'd sell like souvenirs.
Wild.
Coming up to our right is Zuccotti Park. They were famous several years ago, like 5-6 years ago, when they took over the park and just Occupy Wall Street. That's this movement right over here. This is where Occupy Wall Street took place, in this park. People wouldn't leave the park, and there was this illegal limbo. Right here. They didn't know what to do. So there you go. And the Broadway over here, they call it Canyon of Heroes, for whenever sports team like the Yankees wins, they go down Broadway and they have a ticker tape parade, which used to be big back in the day, where they had all this tape. Now they just create confetti. You know, all these offices, they throw out all their tape, but now they don't really. Everything has gone electronic, where there is no paper anymore. Is he going or no? He's waiting. There's an Uber car waiting for somebody. Gonna go down, well, next block, that's Pine. Across the street there's Charles Schwab, where it used to be a Barnes & Noble in that space. They used to take up both the Charles Schwab space and that other space which says store closed, which I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was a Dwayne Reed. I think it was a Dwayne Reed, based on the signs that says In and Out. Looks like a Dwayne Reed or Walgreens. They're the same company these days. This is a famous church. A lot of famous people buried here. If you ask me who, I can't remember. But I'll find the name of the church for you. Trinity Church, that's what it is. Trinity Church, Broadway and Wall Street. There you go. It's really nice. Now we gotta wait for traffic. To be a lot more popular before pandemic. There used to be a lot more tourists, I remember. It used to be really crowded and you couldn't really walk. Now it's a lot more free, because the international tourism is still a bit down, not like it used to. Well, there is still some, but not like before. We're on Wall Street, which is close to traffic. See, they have a guard over here. They don't want anybody coming over here driving. And they have a guard over there, metal detectors. Have it fenced off. Excuse me. Excuse me. A lot of people like to just stop and take pictures over here. Hello, Jess. Good morning. We are on Wall Street, Financial District, New York City. Good morning in Japan.
Cada vez que me acerco me dice genética, no quiero hablar, ya sabes.
So this is Federal Hall. Right here. There's steps, but it's closed. Let's see if I can show you this. I forget who it is, but if you Google it, someone very famous. I can't remember if it's Benjamin Franklin or George Washington, but this is what the entrance looks like. George Washington, my mistake. That's what it looks like, but it's under renovation. And there's a side entrance, but the side entrance isn't the main entrance. George Washington, first president of the United States of America. Thank you, Notbot. This is the New York Stock Exchange. They have that sign there with telling you different stocks and how they're doing. Scrolling across the screen. I don't know how that car got in. It must be someone special with federal clearance, like FBI or something. They have lights that light up at night. Doing something. This is a famous statue. Girl facing Wall Street. She's facing Wall Street right there. So you see a lot of people taking pictures. Well, we keep going. I'm gonna show one of my favorite cool little side streets in New York. It's not yet coming up, but it will soon. It will soon. As well, I'm gonna show an archaeological dig. Maybe I'll do the archaeological dig first. Plus we're on Broad Street right now, by the way. We turned from Wall Street to Broad Street. And I'm gonna show you an archaeological dig that they basically left open so you can see through glass. They haven't, it was done a while ago, but they have it on display right in plain sight. Hey, Joe Hernandez, how are you? We are in the financial district. We are on our way to an archaeological dig right in plain sight, right on Broad Street. I don't know how they get to park here. They must know somebody. K9 team, you can park there. I guess they put the K9 in the back. Yeah. see you too. How you been? Right by 55 Broad, where they have the bomb sniffing dogs. They look so cute, but you can't pet them. They don't want you to. They really don't want you to pet those dogs. You try paying that dog, they'd probably put you in handcuffs. They're not supposed to be friendly. Oh boy, it's a beautiful day. It's like 70 something degrees. I think it was around 75, 77. Now it's probably around 70, 72, somewhere around there. Fahrenheit. I have to remember. International channel. A lot of people go by Celsius, and I have no idea how to convert. Yes, hit the like button. Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps spread the channel. When I work downtown, I usually never walked this far. I usually went to about John Street and then went back.
What is it? The pressure is mounting.
So this is one of my favorite streets in all of New York, but we'll get to it. First we have to find something else. Now, this is where the first president of the United States went to drink, and it's still there. We're not going to go inside because I don't think they want us to film inside. Plus, they probably want me to do an admission. This building directly in front of us. Front says Tavern Museum. It's an actual tavern as well as museum. Let's look at the signs here. I love that fist. Beer Revolution. Thunderstorm. Oh, you're in Orlando. I didn't know that. National Historic Place. You better believe it. 1719. There's another thing. You can freeze frame it later and watch. Read that. Here, there's another sign. So you can freeze frame and read this sign. That's the sign, Francis Tavern above. Oh, they have live music. That's pretty cool. They have a huge menu. Obviously, they love New York. Let's see. Dessert. That's the lunch menu. Asian stir fry, $24. That's vegan. But a tavern burger, $22. Impossible, $23. They didn't have Impossible back then. Skirt steak, $28. Filet mignon, $52. Additional fish and chips, $24. That gives you an idea. Free range chicken, $34. Let's look at it again. Open 12 to 5. private dining at Frances Tavern. Such a cool place. Yeah, 1719. Very historic. Then you have the porterhouse at Frances Tavern as well. Also very old. Probably the same building. No, it's different. It's next to it. Probably around the same time though. Look at it from. Of course, there's the vape shop too. That's new. So you see, there you go. Porterhouse is next to it. Not as old, but pretty old as well. Now let's find the archaeological site. Yep, there's a lot of people just walked away from it. Yeah, really, a year's salary. Inflation, I don't know. See, there's a tour guide here. Now, this dated back before Frances Tavern. It's right here. Broad Street is the address. It's amazing this is still there. There's actually a plaque right over here. Well, there's two. That you can't see. Well, you can't really see it. Governor Lovelace Tavern. That's what this was. Predates. It predates Frances Tavern across the street. I don't know what this was supposed to show us. Can't read it. Then you have this little area here. Let's go over to one of my favorite streets. Stone Street, which is a party street. But that's not where I was going. Nope, not yet. Feeds into Broad Street. This street right over here is a really cool street. South William Street. Has a nice curve to it, but I'm gonna have to go across the street to really see these buildings. Then on the social, look at that. Such a cool entrance. Fortunately, there's all the scaffolding, kind of ruins the view. 123. Let's go across and look. That building's from 1903. That building, which is under scaffolding, is the nicest one. And obviously you can't see it. See at the top, it's pretty good. Windows with that really slanted roof. I thought that's pretty cool. But you can't see these two buildings because they're in scaffolding. Which is a shame. That's It's a nice building, but these two, oh wow, it's kind of like one. But now let's go. Bless you, sir. This is a really expensive Chinese restaurant. I don't know why it's so expensive over there for what it is. There is a secret garden, well not garden, but a area to look at the waterfront. And we gotta go find it. I haven't been here in years, but we'll find it. Entrance in that door. Black iron. So it just blew a lot of smoke from a cigarette right in my face. Go figure. That's also a nice building over there. So that's the other part of Stone Street. Like Party Central. Nope, we're not going over here. We have to go further. We're on Hanover Square now. This is Pearl Street, which I'm not walking on. I'm walking down Hanover Street until we get to water. And on Water Street, there's a secret view of the waterfront. And I haven't been here in like over 5 years. So it's going to be a bit tricky to find, but we'll find it. I missed your comment. Hello. Let's scroll. Okay, yep. Somewhere over here. Let me just go back 1 block, just make sure I didn't pass it. I think I might have passed it. Oh, you know this waterfront park off of Water Street? You can't drive there. You have to go up an escalator or staircase. I think it's over here. Wow, look at the Mega Millions. It's 300 million and the Powerball is 400 million. Sky 55. Is this it? Yeah, the Elevated Acre. I don't know what this is. This is hidden. The Elevated Acre at 55 Water Street. Okay, no littering, pets, animals, consumption, alcohol, amplified sounds, feeding birds, performing, rallying, bicycle, roller skates. Nope, doesn't say anything about video. Take the escalator. I went years ago. Like, I saw a movie here. They had a free movie screening. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Insert your favorite soundtrack here. Here we go. Oh, one person just left. I don't know what this little area is. Like a viewing station. A landing. If you took the stairs. That's interesting. It's a bit windy. Oh, they have a bar over here too. That's what the Sky 55 bar. That's what that is. Here we are at the secret. Well, it is a garden. They added a lot more plants than I remember. Places to have lunch, secret area to have lunch. Some sort of helicopter somewhere. Another place to sit. Other areas to sit. Other plants. Glad I doubled back. I would have walked right by it. It's been so long. When I worked downtown, I did not go over here. You have a view of the traffic. I don't want to get too close to the rail just in case the phone flies off. There you go, that's the traffic jam. There's a helicopter that goes, takes you somewhere. I don't know where it goes to. That's the helicopter. Then in the background, you see Governor's Island. Ferry to Governor's Island is over there. These places to sit. See them sitting. And then where I saw a movie screening once. Was over here on this AstroTurf. They had a movie. And I see it. There's seating around. It's kind of like this thing here, that changes colors at night. It's like a art installation. It's pretty cool. There's Brooklyn in the background. And the waterfront. And there's another park right off to the side of it. Let's get out of here. It's so damn windy. I hope you guys can hear me. To the airport or sightseeing? Huh? Yeah, this is such a secret place. I don't think a lot of New Yorkers know about it. I think a lot of people who work downtown know about it. Looks like they're here on the date, those two. That's a bar right there. That's pretty cool, but the bar area doesn't have the plants. It looks really desolate, you know? What's amazing is there's no one really patrolling it, and yet there's no homeless over here. That's really bizarre. You would think some homeless person would be over here. And across the street is another urban space. That's what it's called. It's a food court, indoor food court. You tend to be more expensive food than McDonald's, but not a restaurant. It's like fast casual. So entrees, I guess, would be more like $15 or so. Yeah, I guess so. I guess they do have security at 55 Water that make rounds once every hour or so. I'm not sure what it is. And there is an ADA access. You know, if you have a wheelchair, there's an elevator. I don't know. Maybe that's just maybe. I think they have to have an elevator. There's JP Morgan Chase Bank over here. Ah, that looks like Metro Plus Health has an office over here. Healthcare plans. I used to have them 1 year. They were like the hardest company to pay. The only way you could pay is if you had an invoice that they mail you, and if you didn't get the invoice, then you had to call them and ask them for them to email you an invoice so you can print it to pay. It was like the craziest archaic system. It's like, and I don't think they had any way of doing payments online either. It was just maybe now they do. I really did not like them when I had them. Probably now everything's changed with them now. But their network of doctors were only in the city, so like if I went upstate, it was useless. And now the prices are more expensive than who I have now anyway. Call security if needed. Yep, exactly. Here we are on Water Street. We are approaching this huge building here. There's a Hyatt Centric Hotel. Centric, they usually have like in central areas of the city. And their Hyatts generally are really nice hotels, especially Centric. It's not your average Motel 6, if you know what I mean. Newsstand that's actually open. A lot of these newsstands aren't. A lot of them shut down and never returned. There's Doggy. Everyone loves dogs. They're nice to look at, but do you want to walk the dog? No, I don't. Want to pick up after them? No, I don't. I was reminded earlier today, I saw a sign in Soho on a side street. It was Mercer Street, just below Houston, reminding everyone that there's a $2,000 fine if you idle for more than 3 hours. You know, leave your car on for more than 3 hours parked. $2,000. I'm not sure if that's really enforced that often. Oh, you did? That's cool. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I used to work at J&R, the computer world, which is long gone. I walked by there earlier and showed a few signs that were left of the place. year ago, the J of JNR passed away. And it was not, there was no mention of it anywhere on the news. I just heard about it through the grapevine. And I saw a recording of the funeral. But there was no mention of it anywhere online. Oh, American freedom. We are in the financial district, or the outskirts of it. We are going to be approaching South Street Seaport soon. When I was a kid, there was still actually a seaport there. And oh my God, did it smell of fish, decaying fish. But they moved that operation, I think, to the Bronx. So you don't smell the decaying fish anymore. I don't know, and that was supposed to be, people would eat that fish. I don't know where the fish came from, but it wasn't the East River. East River, they would have a third eye. Yes, trucks, exactly. Not really buses, more so for trucks. Well, the buses were sightseeing tours, which still are there. Well, the trucks are long gone, you know, filled with fish. Some side street. This building here, I don't know, maybe another office tower. It was an office tower before, I guess it will be again. Water, which used to be an office building, then it became an NYU dorm, and now it's a residential building across the street. My sister briefly actually lived it when she was a student. It was like a very generic building, nothing too fancy about it. It kind of looks blah. Well, from the distance it looks nice, but they're really, the rooms, even after they became rental, you know, I've seen it both as a dorm as well as a rental building. Both of them were very blah, very cookie cutter, very generic, no character. But in all honesty, that's what a lot of people like. In this neighborhood, people work long hours, and they just need a place to crash after working 12 hours. They really don't care. It's convenience. But it's an awful lot of money to spend to live somewhere that's really generic. I don't know. That's just my thought. I like some character. Speaking of which, coming up, this little monument has character. Thanks, Noah. I've known Noah for several years. Titanic Memorial Lighthouse. That's longitude, latitude, longitude, April 15th, 1912. Except what's weird is this lighthouse, Titanic Memorial Lighthouse, is not where the Titanic was not supposed to go to the South Street Seaport. It was supposed to go to another area, another port. Not on the east side, but on the west side. Right by where the new park that they built. I forget the name of it. They recently built this park on stilts. Some investor guy donated millions, where I thought they could have used millions for something else. So you have a beer garden, temporary beer garden set up here. It's been set up for a long time. If not this one, it's something similar. This is a cool truck. They sell fries, Belgian fries, and then there's a bar there. There used to be a Chase Sapphire lounge thing if you had a Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now there's a Malibu Barbie Cafe. That's funny. Oh, they do have a few beers on tap there too for the parents. I didn't want to show too much of it because there's kids there. But yeah, Barbie Cafe. Who knew that there was a Barbie Cafe? Over here, I think they used to have the Bodies exhibit, which is now the Lawn Club. I saw it years ago, the Bodies exhibit. And they had one area I remember showing, this is if you smoke cigarettes. And they had a body that had all this like black. But tell that to someone who smokes, they're still gonna smoke. I Pick Theater, expensive movie theater house. They serve food to your seat. The Lawn Club, no idea. A country club for people who don't do country clubs. Bocce, Beersby, croquette, cocktails, and more. Coming soon, the Lawn Club NYC. Not sponsored. The government being wasteful. That never happens. Exactly. Never happens. Nope. Never happens. I remember when I was a kid, there was a middle school event where we slept on one of these boats one night. One of those large boats. It wasn't called the Waiver Tree. It was called something else, which is no longer there. You gotta be careful here. Bikes that whiz by and people don't see them. But the day that we slept on a boat, I remember that we stayed at a trying to get away from the music. We went to a health food store, and they said, "Oh, you should try this. It cleans your system." And I'm like, "Cleans your system? I don't want to try that." So half the class I went with tried this thing that cleans your system, not quite getting it. And in the middle of the night, they all had to go to the bathroom. And there's this mall here at the time. I guess it's still a mall. It looks like a mall that had bathrooms, but they were closed. And the security knew that there was a class trip on one of the boats. Because normally you don't have people sleeping on the boats, you know? So there was one guy who had the keys to the mall. Like, half the class needed to go to the bathroom. And there is nothing open for bathrooms except this mall with one security guard who had the keys, patrolling. And he's able to turn off the alarm and let the kids go to the bathroom. Oh, big ordeal, my God. See, you have security roaming around. And I have Chase, Heineken, Lincoln. Got really expensive over there. I think we can walk over. Yeah, we can walk here. I just didn't want to walk by where they had the music. Not sure what's gonna happen over here. This is the Tin Building. Alright. King George. Can't escape music over here. Lift drives, enters here. Huh. I guess that's for events. Gotta be careful. Cyclists. And then this highway over here. Ah, the Farah has a pizza shop over here now. They're located in Brooklyn. She has GoPro on her helmet. That's pretty cool. Doing motorcycle videos. I'd be too scared to be on a motorcycle, especially in New York City. It's like a death sentence. You know, maybe in like the middle of nowhere, I'd feel more comfortable doing that. Not over here. Definitely not. Is a slice of pizza at the Farah. I'm not gonna get it. The original location's deep in Brooklyn, like Midwood. And the owner died a few years ago. But it's legendary. It's gonna be expensive, that much I know. You. So yeah, lunch menu is cheaper. $8.50 for lunch for 2 slices and a soda, and I think it's $13.99 for dinner. And they're removing the lunch menu. Granted, the dollar places are either $3 or $4, depending. And then a lot more places are around 7 or so. But the Farah, they're able to bank on the name. So they can charge the $8.50 for lunch. And then dinner, they can charge even more. So if you were to go there, I'd suggest going there at lunch, because you're not going to get anything extra for dinner. It's just, they're going to charge you more. Because they can. Oh, that's nice. And there we go, that little facade here. Probably will. I believe you guys will, eventually. It's the Brooklyn Bridge painted on the facade. It's all painted. It's amazing it's not destroyed. Then you have this Jasper Ward house, which is falling apart. It's like caving in. I don't know, you can see, literally see, it's slanted. That's really scary. It's literally slanted. I'd say give it a few weeks. Somebody, even though there is a camera here, people don't pay attention to cameras. It's a shame. It's gonna get destroyed. It's too nice though. Hello. American Trucker's wife is here too. They're both here. Awesome. Now, if you want to park a car in New York, it's very difficult. But This car makes it easier, except he still could get a ticket because he's in the crosswalk. Still can get a ticket. It's really hard to park. Barely fits 2 people. I don't think you're supposed to have this many tables on the sidewalk, but there's almost nobody walking here, so it works. Such a beautiful day. This used to be a parking lot, but as all parking lots go, it's getting bought up. It's probably going to be a huge building over there eventually. It's just prime real estate. Trying not to get a kid in the picture. There we go. Huge gap in the skyline. It will be filled, don't worry. Coming off. There's One World Trade Center right ahead of us. I never went to the new building, to the old tower. Before 9/11 happened, there was another bombing several years before, like 6 years prior or something like that. And between the 2 bombings, I remember I went to middle school, high school class trip, and we met engineers of the building, and they were talking about how it's indestructible, nothing can tear it down. But they didn't think of a commercial airline crashing into each building. They just couldn't think of that. So we are gonna walk by the courthouses soon. There's a passageway that goes around One Police Plaza, Central Police Station in Manhattan. It's actually a miracle that they let you walk so close to it. I would think they wouldn't. So over here, there's a Brooklyn Bridge. We're right underneath it. That leads you onto it by car. And that's to the highway. Area of the Brooklyn Bridge. They don't want you to get too close to it for obvious reasons. These are cars coming off the bridge. Closed off because it's by One Plaza. want you to park over here. They have their own parking. So the building in front of us is a federal building. I remember there's a radio station at the top, a public radio station. I had an internship in high school. They also do wedding ceremonies in that building, or at least used to. I don't think they do anymore. I was a witness to one of my friends getting married. He didn't work for J&R Computer World, but he was a rep. He worked for a marketing company that represented a printer company. So he indirectly worked there, just not for the store, but for somebody else. So that's what that is. So the reason why you see a lot of officers is we're right by One Police Plaza. That's a skateboarding area. Well, it's not really a skateboarding area, it's just where a lot of skateboarders go because of the ramp and the stairs. That's Con Ed's genius work. Ugh. Steam. Gotta love Con Ed. It's terrible. They can do so much better and they don't. The steam smells terrible. Thank you, Jess. Just watch where you step. There's all these holes in the sidewalk. It's funny, to get to One Police Plaza, you gotta go through all these bars. And that's not where we're going. It's just we have to pass by it. Climbing a mountain to cross Rayton Pass. Yikes. Drive safe. A truck, a mountain is no. See, that's One Police Plaza in front of us, which we're not going to. We're going to keep walking. We have people lined up trying to get in. Employee entrance. So we are no longer in financial district. Now we're like in the civic district. You know, all these courthouses. This is a art piece that's been here for a long time. You can see it's rusting away. NYPD, One Police Plaza. This building is a wind tunnel. That's why it's always windy over here. I don't know, it's just the way the buildings are. Always windy. Trying to get away from the wind. This is a Catholic church. Been here for decades, as you can tell. St. Andrew's RC Church. Catholic Church in Center, Cardinal Hayes Place. Not sure what the initials RC stand for. They obviously don't want you to get too close. I don't think there's nothing in the program, so I don't think it's really operating. I'm not sure. Somebody knows. the film crew over here. Have a mom sniffing dog. Thurgood Marshall, United States Courthouse. I remember right after 9/11 happened, if you went by here with a camera, oh my God, they'd think you were trying to bomb the place. It was crazy. Now, there's just so much cameras. I remember back then, you couldn't bring a camera phone into a courthouse, and you had all these cameras like Blackberries at the time. I used to sell cell phones at J&R. You had Blackberries without cameras. You had smartphones without cameras. And then as soon as they changed it where they said, okay, you can have cameras, there went the whole idea of a smartphone without a camera. Because judges could use a smartphone with a camera. I mean, or lawyers or whoever in the courthouse. You know, they made phones for people in the courthouse. This is the Supreme Court, 60 Center Street. I think you see Law and Order. This would be where you'd see them. This guy has the permit to be right at the courthouse. I see no other competition. Paid probably a lot of money for that. Now almost nobody walks by. Oh, there's one across the street.
You're gonna do something. Just in here.
No, I'm in Manhattan, Civic Center. This is the Supreme Court, 60 Center. That's another courthouse. That's a building, civic building. That One World Trade Center. YouTube. Now I'm going to show you a few months ago. President Donald Trump, number 45, had to make a court appearance in New York City. I'll show you where. I actually had to serve jury duty, and it was what was it called? Supreme Court or something, or I forget what it was. But there was no way around it. It's like it was just indictments all day long. You do like several cases, and you choose to indict or not. And usually, the lawyers already did their homework and knew exactly how to make it where it's possible. This building here, the side entrance where the employees and the jurors enter on Hogan Place, is right over there. I'll show you. Right over here where there's basically right there in front of me, that's where you'd enter. But I want to keep going because there's two cops looking at me. You know this. So I just want to keep moving. So this building directly in front of me, that silver one, there's also a news van in front of it. Eyewitness News ABC 7. That's New York City Family Court. So if you have an issue with, let's say, family, like child custody, you go over there. Luckily, I've never been there. But this building here, which is under a lot of renovation, right over here, That's the main entrance. This is where Donald Trump had to go, 100 Center. Now let's try and go across the street, get a better view. That day I actually had a video. I did a live stream in this park. Actually, you can go back and look at the tape. Well, you had two sides. Over this side I think was the people against Trump, and then the other side was the people pro-Trump. However, it was really orderly, and you had people from both sides mingled with each other. It was kind of more of a get-together. It was like the most bizarre thing. This building here, this is the courthouse. Criminal court where Trump had to go. And this is where I was a juror for indictments. So if you some of the cases where someone had tried to abduct a child, they went here. You tried to rob a bank, they went here. What was another type of case that was common? Scalping tickets at Madison Square Garden, you went here. And boy, they had one chief guy, the head of security kept going. They kept getting a lot of people on scalping tickets right here. This building here, if you have a problem with your landlord, you end up here. Landlord-tenant court is here in this building. Remember, that's the family court over there. Landlord-tenant court and other issues over here. We keep going. Now, over here, coming up, this building under construction, that's called the Tombs. You're a criminal or possible criminal, you can end up here. They wanted to tear it down and build even a taller one. I don't know what they're doing now. It still looks like they're tearing it down. Hopefully we don't get stuck with a taller one, but they want to close Rikers and make this like huge. Rikers is the island where they have a huge jail cell. Jailhouse. So that's what that is. That's why you can see almost no windows. They used to have a roadway, but because of the construction, no one could go. 111 Center. I want to show you over here. That's the back, 111 Center. This building over here used to be a firehouse, as it says. Now it's Cinema for Documentary Film, Showtime and Tickets. That says firehouse. That's the side entrance. Let's see, we have red on purpose, red trim. Unfortunately, there's graffiti. Red trim over here. This is not the Ghostbuster firehouse. That's a different one. Right over here. It's a nice looking building. And then across the street is a mission, homeless mission. It's now a downtown community TV center. It's not an active firehouse anymore. 31 engine, 2 battalion. Wow. 7,834 feet above sea level. Awesome. I have no idea how many feet above sea level I am. I guess there's an app for that. Even though we're a block away from some sort of mission for homeless, they have a brand new hotel that opened up. Best Western Plus. I have no idea how it is. I never stayed there. They just opened like about 6 months ago. There used to be another Best Western in the neighborhood. This was already planned before the other one shut down. Right at the start of COVID, the other one shut down and became a homeless shelter. It was actually a really nice Best Western. They had, that other one had the bathroom. The bathrooms had heated bathrooms on the floor, and the flooring in the rooms did not have carpet. They had laminate wood, you know, fake wood. I have no idea how these rooms are. So it was a kind of a shocker, but no one predicted what was going to happen. They probably would have had 2 hotels that were Best Western in the neighborhood had there been no COVID. Took everyone off guard. Here, even though it looks like an alley, you have a lot of people film. There's somebody filming now, actually. This is in a lot of movies like Spider-Man and things of that nature. This alley goes, here you only see 2 blocks, but it continues like a 3rd or 4th block. It just is a bend in the curve. This takes you to Chinatown. So yeah, there's a lot of filming that happens over here. And I kid you not, they were filming too. For what? I'm not sure. Here, there's always a lot of traffic. This is Canal Street. If you want to buy fake handbags and sunglasses instead of like Oakleys, you know, because they're fake, this is where you do it, on the street. Probably the other over there though, not much over here, but on weekends they're over here too. Now if you want to fix iPhones, there's a small shop there across the street. It says we fix iPhones. There's a good guy there. He's cheaper than the Apple store. Of course it's not under warranty, but he's actually really good. I broke my camera on this phone. I had a picture of it as a short. You can see it, like the 3rd camera. Telephoto lens, I think it is. I was still able, it still looked fine, but I had to repair because cosmetically it looked terrible. That's the guy I went to. When everyone else said like over $100 or something, he did it for like, he wanted to only charge me $20, but I insisted he take more. It was like, he was shocked. You know, he kind of refused. I insisted. I gotta be careful. Cars go real quick over here. Hello, What's your name? No, not monetized yet. I have very few watch hours, but I have 3.3 million short views in the last 90 days. And they still did not give me the light version. There's a new light version if you have 3 million shorts in the last 90 days. There's always traffic here, so. Also, coming up over here, this construction site, I did a live stream where somebody got trapped. I think somebody died over here. That was like a few months ago. Hello, Helen and Brian. I'm guessing it's only Helena. I don't know. Hi Jess, you're still with me. Good. See, this is all this shrubbery is from a hotel. It's called 11 Howard. It used to be a Holiday Inn years ago, and then they sold. It used to be a Holiday Inn, but they sold. A few years ago, at this hotel, 11 Howard, this is before the pandemic, there was, I forget her name, there was this woman who claimed that she was royalty. It's also called the Blonde. Yeah, it's called the Blonde, but it's 11 Howard's a hotel. I think the Blonde's the nightclub or something, or bar. But there was this woman claiming she was of royalty, and she somehow got them to give her a room, and her credit card bounced, and they didn't really throw her out, but somehow she convinced a boyfriend to pay for the room, you know, after it bounced, and this and that. So they got their money, but she later got convicted of all sorts of fraud and stuck in an East Village apartment somewhere. And there was a Netflix documentary on it. I just can't remember the name. Of course, I'm going to go home and Google it and find it. If anyone remembers, this is the famous hotel. In the Netflix documentary, it doesn't look like this. They changed, you know, it was like a story based on truth and fiction, but this was a hotel they were referencing. I just can't remember it. If anyone remembers, it's part of a Netflix made-for-TV series. Across the street, this used to be a parking lot when I was a child that you could park at. But after 9/11, they sold it to the city, I believe, because it's only for federal use. You'll see the types of vehicles they have. U.S. government property, not for public use. I think they have like Homeland Security parked there. This place, Jing Fong Restaurant. They used to be further in Chinatown, this huge banquet hall. Now it's a real tiny restaurant. They had, I remember they had dim sum. That was the famous thing that they had, where it was like a breakfast, brunch type of thing. And they had banquet halls, and if you went there without a large group, they'd put you in this huge table, and you'd be eating with other people on the table. It was kind of weird. And what they did was they had these carts, these food carts, and they go around you know, pushing these food carts. And when they'd stop and show you what it was and ask if you wanted it. But the problem was, the people working there, they only spoke Chinese. I believe it was Cantonese. So there was always that language barrier. So you'd ask them, is this pork? Is this chicken? Is this shrimp? And they just say, yeah. So you didn't know what you were getting. So it was like really difficult, you know? But it was quite an experience. And they used to be in this huge space in downtown. In Chinatown. This is near Chinatown. This is like a block away, practically. But it was quite the experience. So this is all government property, parking. Then over here, MoCA, Museum of Chinese Americas. And here you have one of the hardest working UPS guys. Hey, look. That guy worked throughout the whole pandemic. I know because I'm in this neighborhood. What this storefront is, it's for a building that's just a showroom for an apartment building, that condo building that I don't think they finished yet. They might have just started showing, but this is a model showroom of a building, meaning they didn't build the building yet and they're showing the spaces inside the storefront. We are not at 222 East Broadway. That's like a mile that way. But yet they're showing it over here. I don't know, that's New York for you. Here, this is the original police building. I showed in another video. And on a short, I showed Ghostbusters filming on this block over here. They were filming Ghostbusters all over here, like a fourth, I don't want to say sequel, it's like a fourth, I think, a fourth movie. They've done like a second, a third. I think this is the fourth Ghostbusters that they were filming. I showed an angle over here, and then I showed over here. The Ghostbuster vehicle was right over there when I showed it filmed in a short. Not One Police Plaza, but this is before One Police Plaza, right over here. Such a cool building. And this street here, believe it or not, is known as Little Paris. It's 1 block long. So please slow down because the green is the bike lane. Supposedly one way, but some people go the other way and they're not supposed to. They have all these French buildings. I mean, not buildings, but businesses. So a lot of the landlords are specifically targeting renting to French businesses. It's amazing how landlords can control a neighborhood.
Serve at the same time, or who's also in it.
Cosmo, hello. Cat burger. You can learn French even. And that's it. Real quick. That is Little Italy runs parallel to it, and I can show that in a minute. I just want to show the amazing cheesecake place. I have to tempt myself not to get cheesecake though. See this cyclist in the green. Gotta be careful because they can whiz by you. A lot of them use e-bikes now, which are really dangerous, but you can't even hear them. A vehicle you can hear, like that bus, you can hear that bus. You can't hear an e-bike.
I gotta go this way. See ya.
Yeah, here we are. The e-bikes are very dangerous. There was actually a building that got destroyed last night because of an e-bike e-bike's batteries exploded, and I think 4 people died. That was just last night nearby. So it's like the city's at war with e-bikes. All the delivery guys for food, like Uber Eats and whatnot, use it. Oh. See here? This is what they have. I don't want to go in because I'll be tempted to buy something. They are really good. They ship all over the country. I don't know about world, but they do ship all over the country. Hello, Saring TV. Manang Saring TV. I hope I pronounced it right. Now this place, iconic, they're a chain. They have a few different locations coming up. Mulberry Iconic Magazines. If you want a magazine anywhere in the world, if anyone has it in New York, these are the guy that will have it. They have an extensive collection of magazines you're not going to find anywhere else. And they have some sort of machine that people go to line up for, and I have no idea what it is. See this? People lining up for whatever that is. Excuse me, what is this machine?
Some kind of zodiac sign thing.
Zodiac sign thing.
You enter your birthday.
You enter in your...
and you choose a question, and it tells you some information about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'll test it out next time. So you enter in your information, and it gives you some sort of zodiac information. I saw it the other day and I didn't know what it was. This is gelato.
Yeah, even the taxi.
So over here we have Little Italy. I used to live on this block 8 years ago, 6 years ago. It's one of the noisiest blocks, and they close it on weekends during the summer for these restaurants. Prior to the pandemic, they didn't have these structures except for during a San Gennaro feast, which is a festival that they have like once a year in September. But now they have these structures year-round, so it gets really tight to get through, as you can imagine. That car is inching by. Before, in the summers, they used to just put tables without the structures in the street. But you can see the structures just add a few more inches to make it that more difficult to get by. The problem with well, this one actually has a bare street, which is nice. But a lot of them have a platform between the street, like this one here. It has a platform, and then the racks go between the platform and the street. These are all Italian restaurants. Line the street. The problem with these Italian restaurants are they have to cater towards the tourists, and they don't own the building for the most part. A lot of the owners, they know how to cook, but since they have to pay a high rent, they end up having to buy the cheapest ingredients. So therefore, you end up paying a lot because of their renting, and then they cheat you on the ingredients because they can't afford to give you quality ingredients at a low price that you'd actually pay. It's like a horrible balance they got to do. So the quality isn't as good as you'd hope. Now over here, no, right over here, the US, and now it's gone. Now I'm gonna continue.
Going to Little Italy or?
Continue over here. In a few minutes. I have to get going. This over here, Christmas in New York. Even though we're still in Italy, this is Christmas all year round. I have music playing, so I don't want to go in. No thanks. A lot of times they have waiters wanting you to eat there, so they'll try and get your attention and try and sell you, like over here. They try and lure you in. But since they see I'm with the camera, I don't think that most of them are pretty shy. There was the first one who waved. And over here. See here, they're trying to sell fake purses. I don't know if you saw, they had a picture of like purses, and then they tell you to go with them, you You know, they pretend to be designer purses when they're not. Everyone knows that.
All it is.
They're either fake or stolen. 9 out of 10 times they're fakes. But they still want an arm and a leg for a fake purse. A fake designer purse, that is. This is pretty much it. Italy keeps shrinking. This is becoming more like Chinatown over here. Supposedly, and this pizza place, which is $7 for a slice of pepperoni. That's expensive too. So there you go. That is Little Italy.
Okay, gracias.
Beer, wine, sangria, $5. So, and anyway, till next time, we have other playlists of New York you can check out. Don't forget to subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and watch other videos. Till the next time. Oh, here's another one. They're showing the menu. Anyway, I gotta get going. So goodbye, everyone.